the free ChatGPT. I still used it like for what my small needs were. Like ask me something about how to wash a particular like down jacket. So I took a picture and it literally broke the thing down. And this is the free ChatGPT. From idea to recording the video is 3 minutes. Creation has never been easier.
Hey, it's Ronsley. Welcome, you AI geek, to Amplify AI.
I kind of want to do a bunch of things today. So if you have any specific use cases that you want to try using AI, then let's chat about that.
Curious about your thing for the ChatGPT, because also like last month I bought the expensive one and I love it. So if you think there's anything better than that.
Not necessarily better. For me, it was a gradual waning away from ChatGPT. So we used to have 4 Plus accounts and 1 Pro account. And that was the team was using those accounts. And then we just stopped using the Plus accounts and moved over to Claude. So that became easier for what we were doing. And ChatGPT wasn't giving us the best results. And again, ChatGPT's deep research is absolutely amazing. Don't get me wrong, but there's a way around it. It's not, I mean, what I'm trying to say is if you can't afford the $200 a month, there's another way to do it, maybe, I think. And I think I've come across it. So I want to maybe show you some of that.
So one thing that I still just can't seem to get AI to really create good looking visual content. So maybe it's just not there yet, but like visuals for social media or graphics or PDFs, like stuff that's a little bit more dynamic and detailed when it comes to visuals.
Yeah. Have you used Midjourney?
A little bit, but not in a while.
You'll appreciate this, Laura, because what happened was yesterday or the day before, one of my things on my list that I've been putting off or has been moved by my assistant over and over again was moving all our old Libsyn podcasts over to Spotify. Only because we were not publishing them. They were still getting views and listens, and a lot of them, especially Bon Appetit, gets a lot. But, you know, we're not publishing anything new, so we didn't really have to pay whatever. We were paying about, I don't know, $100 a month maybe in all Libsyn fees. So then what happened was I couldn't find a particular cover image for Psychology of Entrepreneurship. So I was like, let me find, and then I landed up going, all right, let me just create it. It was easier to make it. So then using AI, I just changed it to this.
That's like cool.
Which is it. And then I was like, well, I'm on a roll. Let me just change Amplify AI as well. And I changed Amplify AI as well. So I think Midjourney is my favorite in making things, but let me show you some of the things I've been able to make in Midjourney. So this is all the stuff that I've created in the past. So you just see the different things. Now, I think it's a lot in the company as well, because now if you see this, which landed up becoming the cover image, I asked for an exploded view of an AI-powered brain broken down into its main parts, augmented with AI, make it colorful and easy to understand. So I'm being very specific about what I wanted in the image. Are you being that specific?
Yes. And I think that maybe part of it is like, I'm trying to get stuff that doesn't look AI-ish or doesn't look sort of futuristic.
So if you see these images, right, because I've added my personalization to them. So that's why a lot of these look similar. This is because it's my style image and I've programmed Midjourney to be, you know, so, but there are some that don't have personalization. So these are all personalized, but then let me show you some that are just.
And I haven't used Midjourney in a while. I kind of forgot about it. So I'll have to jump back into there.
Yeah, I've got another one as well to show you. I'm a huge fan of Midjourney. I was working with animations. I was working with Gareb Shamus. Gareb Shamus is the guy that started Comic-Con, sold Comic-Con, and then when, oh, you guys are not running it properly, bought it back, grew it bigger, made it like all over the planet, and then sold it again. He was like, Ronsley, what I need to do is remove the middle person. Like, I just want to make my art. And so we were making like characters together. Like, these are just, I don't know, insane characters. Like, look at the expressions on them that we were generating. Like, we were getting some really good. So what are you trying to create? You're trying to set realistic images?
Yeah, I mean, so I've got clients that do different things like for social media. For example, I've got a luxury real estate agent. And so I would want stuff that's like, that comes out decent, like with the Canva AI and some other tools to make it just look like a house with a pool and like a palm tree swaying. So those ones aren't too bad, but every once in a while, if you look closely, you can just tell that it isn't right. Like
Yeah.
maybe like half a palm tree, or just like things are overlapping weird or whatever. Then like for my own children's book stuff, I would love to do characters like you were just showing. And I think I definitely have a hard time getting it to look just right, even if I upload an image of what my artist did. But then also it's getting it to be consistent every time. So making that exact same character have a different pose or do a different thing. And those are just two use cases. I've got other clients like in marketing. And so I'd want like maybe something that would resonate with people who are trying to learn marketing, like an infographic or something. Anytime
Yeah.
there's text on the screen, it's always a mess.
Right. Yeah, it is, because they're two different. That's why it's called multimodal, in the sense that it's trying to do text and images at the same time, which is hard. So I think what's happening is, in general, it's an art in itself. It's a trial and error in itself for you to, if that's what, I've not had the need to have that accurate or specific. We've not created images that are realistic that we've used. This is another place to try images or other things, and it's very, very cheap to run. If I show you maybe how much I've spent here, just to give you an idea, see, January, like 78 cents, and that's when I used it hardest. But it's like you use as you go, so it's not really, you don't have to pay a subscription. It's replicate.com, and then you go to explore. And under Explore, you have all these different fine-tuned models. So this is the problem, really. That's why we're not getting the results we want in just by using ChatGPT, is because it is a generalized model. And if you want something specific, then you got to train that model to be specific in terms of the output that you want. So for your case, you wanted realistic images, then you got to have a model that's trained in realistic images. For example, if you come down here, there's a whole bunch of different things that you can do here, right? You can generate images, you use a face to make images, and there are certain models already here that are very specific to use a face to get images. You can use, like, there are models in here that are really good at text as well. So I would encourage you to explore this if images are your thing. Don't worry about the bottom few, but even if you go on to generate images, the Flux ones are really good. See, Flux 1.1 is you see 20.8 million runs. It shows you it's a popular one, and it really gets text to image really well. Our team has done work on Grok. This is Elon's stuff, and images seem to be lone trees. So the team have been saying that they're getting some good results, even by putting in an image and then asking Grok to put text over those images. Yeah, trees. See, it's not bad in terms of what we should never get the letters, the words.
Yeah, this definitely looks better.
And then I think we can go make the shot so that it is at the golden. That'll be interesting to see whether it does that. It's even getting the golden hour. I think these are your options. See, this one is very specific to creating models. These two are very popular models.
Yeah, the only other thing I can say too is that I've got a client for whom I do like really long resource guide articles. And so basically we'll pull transcripts of a bunch of podcasts like on a specific niche that we work on. So for example, the last one was nonprofit. So he did like 8 interviews of different experts in the nonprofit niche. So we've got notes that he's taken on every episode and what he found important, notes I've taken, transcripts, all the things. We put that in. And usually I was using like the pro version of ChatGPT, like the paid one. And I would say, okay, like write me an outline for an article. Now let's flesh it out. And then I would use a tool called Market Muse, which would help me to find like all the related keywords that I would need to use to really rank high for nonprofit marketing. And I would take those and I would then go back to ChatGPT and say, okay, this is great, but now I need you to incorporate all of these like 25 words naturally and accurately. And I would give it to them, and ChatGPT would usually only do like 20% of the list. And then I'd be like, no, I need you to do at least 90% of the list. No, you missed this one. No. And it was just like,
you know what's happening. Yeah. What's happening is that you've given it so much information that it's gone past its context window size. So what it's doing is it's forgetting the previous work.
Yes.
that it's done. And that's why ChatGPT isn't the tool to use for what you're trying to do.
Oh,
If
yeah.
I were you, I would use Gemini just because of the size of the context window that you can work with. So if you're using all those notes, then you put it into Gemini, you say distill it, and you say, okay, so I would not even use ChatGPT in this instance. I would go, Gemini, here's all the transcripts, distill, this is what I want, make dot points of that. Then take those dot points and go to Claude and write it in Claude.
Okay.
Because first of all, ChatGPT, any writing in ChatGPT is getting flagged as AI, primarily because everyone's using ChatGPT. So and the patterns inside ChatGPT are now being just labeled as AI. So if you just use another model, it's going to be way different to, what is considered AI. So that will just change that in a minute. But then I would do it in steps. So I would first go here and open a new chat, and then go here all the files, and then tell it what the files are, and then ask it for very specific encapsulation and say, give me dot points, take those dot points, go into Claude, and then with your, set of custom instructions, in the sense I'm saying I want it to write in a certain way based on my style. And then you give it the dot points, and based on that, it'll write. For example, Goa has like ridiculously awesome sunsets, and we were at this place that had like a lot of these rock formations. So I built an AI. So one of the things that my team is asking me to do is video, like face to camera short videos. So rather than just do any random short videos, it was, I've been in 36 cities in the last year. I went to speak a lot. I just went to like the UK. I'm going to Belgium next month. So the idea was, I'm in all these different places. Why not use the place to record a video, like a short video? So rather than me think, okay, I'm at this place, what's a script? How do I write the video? I just created an AI or trained a small project AI here that all I do is say, write me a script and say, I'm at Palalam Beach in Goa that has a hill with different rock formations, and none of them look the same, but it feels like they fit together perfectly. Write me a script. And it writes me the script, and I literally put the script in there. So from idea to recording the video is 3 minutes. Do you understand what has just happened? That's crazy.
Yeah.
But it's very use case specific, right? And because it's got my voice, it knows what I'm trying to do. I've been very specific in how I want it to respond. So I just literally put this into a teleprompter on my phone, and I recorded, and we recorded, and Stefan was like, that was one take. And I was like, yeah, that was one take. And I had not even read the script before I read it from the thing. What I'm trying to get at is creation has never been easier, and you can make it in your voice, in your style. All you got to do is, what are the reps that matter for you and your business right now?
That would come in handy for some of my clients too. They like don't know what to say, but they want to do more short video to make that
right. Just
be great.
Make them an AI that will just remove that issue. So I just didn't renew this, and now it says memory full. So right now, whatever you see is like the free ChatGPT. So the other day, and I still used it yesterday and today, and it, like, for what my small needs were, like Rochelle asked me something about how to wash a particular like down jacket, something on the down jacket. And I was like, how do I watch this? And it literally broke the thing down. And this is the free ChatGPT. So when you're looking and thinking about use cases, it's a lot more, every day than what you think about from a business perspective. But then I'm doing a keynote for EO next month in Brussels. And I was like, what kind of humor, like one-line jokes specific to EO cohort in Antwerp? And I was like ideating that. And this was all on the free account, by the way. So I thought, wait a minute, I've actually never had the free account. I've always had the Pro or the Plus account. So I was very surprised by what I could do with the free account. So as I told you, like, there's the method to my madness of the short videos. I've got a certain way that I want it to be scripted. So I just said, hey, I'm going to be in Brussels and Antwerp on the 16th of April. This is deep research. This is actually using the Pro account, or even the Plus. I think you can do 5 or 6 or a few of these deep research using the Plus account if you have that. But I kind of said, hey, this is where I'm going to be. these are the kind of videos I want to shoot. My goal is to experience the place, but also document the content. Can you ask me whatever is relevant and create me an itinerary? So it asked me what was relevant. I answered that. And then it went and made a whole itinerary. But not only did it make an itinerary, it then told me when I go to certain places, what content to record. So these amplifier videos that I'm doing now, it's like, okay, this is the content. So in the afternoon, go to this place, the Grand Palace. It's got a story behind, and I just need to put that into the other AI, and it'll just spit out the script, and I just record that, and then it becomes, a piece of content that is quite useful. So when it does deep research, it is very powerful, and I highly recommend it actually for deep research. So it's done this like absolutely amazing job of all the days. But then it's such a long thing that I went at the end, okay, this is great, but using O1 Pro, can you please just create me a daily checklist of what I've got to do so that I know exactly where I'm going on what day. So then it just did that, which is now way easier for me to see what needs to be done. But I thought that was quite useful. Oh, it also asked me follow-up questions because I've got inside my settings or customization, I've got here, address me as Ronsley, and I always include 2 to 3 potential follow-up questions in every response. So here it was like, hey, do you want me to highlight any specific local entrepreneur meetups or co-working spaces that you can connect with other Belgian founders? I was like, yeah, sure. And then it did that. So what I'm trying to get at is like, this was like a use case that I didn't think I would need to use, but it's so powerful. So this is the free version, okay? And I switched reasoning on. So if I open a new tab, I went to chat, like this is the free version. If I just click reason on and I click search, and I kept those on, and I put in this prompt. My audience are business founders. I'm presenting a keynote to an EO chapter. Knowing what you know about me and my mission, take your time to understand the goal. Only then outline for me what I need to cover that is imperative for them right now, as well as what I will give them the biggest return on the time spent with me. Very generic, simple thing. So then it gave me these things, which I copied, and I went into Perplexity. And inside Perplexity, I said, help me find sources to support this presentation. And I copied and pasted exactly what ChatGPT gave me. Again, this is the free Perplexity with deep research switched on, okay? And I think you can do 5 of these a day, which is quite decent actually. So then it gave me this amazing breakdown with research, with links, with all these references to the content that I wanted. Then I took that and I went into Gamma, and I just copied and pasted that inside Gamma. And I said, make me 10 slides. It made the images and it made the slides. And I'm talking about this whole process took like 5 minutes. And I'm not saying that I'm going to present this, but what I'm saying is, my starting point was like not a blank piece of paper.
I love that.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I think you can use it in other places. Now, I just found out that Copilot, if you don't know, Copilot is Microsoft's AI, which is powered by OpenAI. And if you come into Copilot and you click Think Deeper, this actually does deep research inside Copilot that's free. So what I'm saying is that you don't need to have the $200 account because, whether it's worth it or not. There are other ways around that. This is definitely one of them. The other one is just the one I just showed you with Perplexity and asking Perplexity. So if you open a new thread inside Perplexity, you'll see here, there are these, 3 options that are really powerful. So deep research does deep research. This is a pro, which is like gives you more sources than the normal one. And this one uses advanced reasoning. So if you're asking it for something complex that you wanted to reason, then use that. So for today as well, I've got 3 enhanced queries. I can use any of these. These are all for free. One of the things that most business owners miss is sending a regular update of the industry to the people that are already leads that they already have. Like, that's like the simplest way to get clients is the people that already know you, just nurture them. And the simplest way to nurture them is to give them updates that if they had to look for themselves would take them ages.
I have a question, Ronsley. If you look at the ChatGPT on the settings, how did you set it up?
The inside news is that OpenAI is not profitable. I don't think Operator is like functioning that well. There's an AI app which pretty much does, all the coding for you. Hey, AI geek. Thanks for listening. Your job doesn't stop here. I want you to lend your voice to the conversation. So you can join those conversations, discussions, new trainings, new recordings, and the rest of the AI geeks by going to amplifyais.com. Also, share this podcast with a friend, another potential AI geek. Until then, much love.